Good afternoon, and welcome to the Prince George's Community Federal Credit Union 2016 Lunch and Learn series. Today's presentation is brought to you in partnership with Coffee, a nationwide financial coaching and education center focusing on improving the financial health of individuals. As the premier credit union of Prince George's County, they have joined with Coffee to expand their mission of providing quality financial education to their community and lending insight into credit management, home ownership, and money management. Prince George's Community Federal Credit Union is a full-service financial institution serving anyone who lives, works, or worships in Prince George's County, Maryland. They are one of the county's best-kept secrets with competitive loan and savings rates as well as discounts to national retailers. They currently serve over 15,000 members in the area and welcome you to come and experience the benefits of membership as well. Later on in the presentation, I will display their contact information and answer any questions you may have concerning your financial needs. Please note that today's webinar is live and all phone lines have been muted. If you have questions, please feel free to type it into the question field on the right-hand side of your menu bar. All questions are private and will be addressed at the end of our discussion. We will be offering a free 60-minute financial coaching session with the completion of 3 webinars. More information will be given at the end of today's presentation. Lastly, a recording of today's session will be available within 2 days. Details will be sent to your email following the presentation. With all that being said, let's get started. Now, surviving the holidays. You don't want to shop on autopilot. It is easy to get caught up in the sale and search for gifts, decorations, and items for holiday parties. But that is a sure way to spend way too much money out of excitement without keeping track. The small-priced items add up quickly, forgetting about other financial obligations. The end result is that shocking amount of debt that comes after the new year. Now remember, if you spend $7 a day on snacks, food, and caffeine, it adds up to over $2,500 for the year. So don't spend on autopilot. Now getting started, you want to establish everything you'll need for the holidays. So gifts. Who are you buying for and what is each person getting? How many family members are you buying for and what do you want to get for each? Are you buying gifts for any of your friends or friends of the family? Will you need to buy gifts for any of your kids' friends? And what about your neighbors? Do you have to get anything for them? Also, are you buying gifts for any of your co-workers or your boss? And will you be making any charitable donations this season? The next on the list is travel. Will you be traveling at all during the holidays? And if yes, will you be going by car or taking a flight? Will you be staying with relatives or friends, or would you have to reserve a hotel room? Do you need to hire a pet sitter or make arrangements for kennel boarding for your pet? And will you need someone to take care of anything in the home while you're away? And if you are flying, will you need to rent a car or can you use public transportation or get friends and families to take you around? The next is decorations. Are you buying new decorations or can you get away with using your existing decorations from the previous year? And if you're buying a tree, are you getting a live tree or will it be more cost efficient to get an artificial tree that can be reused year after year? And if you're hanging stringed lights and some of the bulbs aren't functioning, will you take the time to find which bulb is causing the problem, or are you going to run out and buy a brand new set of bulbs? The next is meals. How many holiday meals will you be cooking this year? Are you planning an event to have everyone over for dinner? And if so, how many people will be attending? Will it be a sit-down meal with courses, or a dinner buffet, or a party with appetizers only? Can you ask your guests to bring some dishes, or make the entire meal a potluck? If it's a sit-down with courses, how many courses do you want to serve? And are you serving more than one main dish to give guests options, or will everyone eat the same thing? Another question is, will you have more than one dessert option? And lastly, will you be serving cocktails, beer, or wine? And if so, will you be supplying everything, or could you make the event a BYOB, which is a bring your own bottle? The next is holiday guests. Will anyone be staying with you during the holiday season? And if so, how many days will they stay in your home? Do you need to buy extra bedding, toiletries, or any other household items? How will your guests affect your regular weekly grocery costs? And are they staying long enough to increase your utility costs? So these are all the questions you're going to want to ask yourself. And lastly, holiday shipping. How much will you need to spend or depend on holiday shipping this year? How many people will you be sending holiday cards to in the mail? Or will you be using e-cards or something like that? How much will you need for postage? Will you be sending any gifts in the mail? And if you are mailing gifts, can you send them early enough to take advantage of low-cost ground shipping options? Or will you need to send them by express or airmail? Because express and airmail are costlier. Now, a few things to think about before you buy. Ask yourself, do you really need it? The holiday spending frenzy yields an unhealthy and often paradoxical mix of entitlement. Everybody thinks that yes, their family deserves the best Christmas ever. But then there's also resentment that I can't believe I spent so much money, or I can't believe I'm the only one who has to do all the cooking this year. So ask yourself, do you really need it? Does it have to be a big, big holiday season? The next is, can you use the money in a better way? Of course you can. Make a donation to charity on your family's behalf, or pay off your debt. Make an extra mortgage payment, or an extra car payment, or bill payment. There's always better ways that you can use your money. And next is, can you really afford it? Typical payoff time for holiday debt is 4 months. That's typical payoff time. But a $1,200 holiday tab charged to your credit card at 17% will take almost 20 years to pay off if you're only making the minimum payment. 20 years to pay off your holiday debt. Now, I know none of us want that. And then lastly, again, stop spending on autopilot. So first thing that I mentioned as soon as we started this webinar, stop spending on autopilot. Every time you spend money, you put gas in the car, you pay the lawn service, you buy something, write it down. Now, we're going to talk about do's and don'ts for this holiday season. You do want to make a holiday shopping budget. Write down everything that you'll need. Again, you're going to want to include gifts, decorations, food, travel, etc. And then determine if your available cash is enough to cover these expenses. And you want to streamline your monthly spending to meet that goal, and then absolutely stick to it. The next is start shopping early. This way you could reduce the financial impact on your monthly budget. You want to be able to take advantage of sales and the best deals. And if you start shopping early, it helps you avoid rush shipping and gives you more time to search for the best holiday deals. The next is pay as much as possible in cash. Spend the money that you already have. You want to leave your credit cards at home and use debit cards or just cash if necessary. Stick to your shopping list and track your spending. Now we're going to talk about a little bit later about a holiday spending plan. And this way you have how much money you're willing to spend for the holiday season. And you take that amount of cash, you put it in an envelope, and you go shopping with that. Stick to your list, and once the cash is finished, your holiday shopping is done. Now, if you must use credit cards, you want to monitor credit card purchases carefully. Okay, you have to have a plan in place for how those debts will be paid back. This way you could avoid paying interest. And you can use a debt repayment calculator to help you determine cost-effective ways of paying your debt off. And then keep track, again, of how much you're spending. The next is save receipts, because items often go on sale after the holiday rush. And the last do is stock up. Buy universal gifts, such as picture frames, coffee table books, photo albums, or kitchen gadgets when they are deeply discounted. That way, if you do forget someone on your holiday list, you have extra gifts to give. And remember, shop alone when you're doing the bulk of your gift buying. This way you don't have to rush, you don't have the kids saying, I want this, I want this. If you go by yourself, you'll have less stress and you'll be able to get things done quicker. Now we're going to talk about the don'ts. Don't shop without your list. Always have your list with you. A holiday budget is only good if you stick to it. You don't want to make impulse buys. Impulse buys account for 40% of total spending in the U.S. Try and stay away from the eye-catching store displays. Remember, 50% off an item paid on a credit card could end up costing you so much more than the original retail price, again, if you only pay the minimum payment every month. The next is don't forget to factor in all holiday costs. Remember, if friends or family will be staying with you during the holidays, or if you're traveling, don't forget your airfare and hotel accommodations. And then what about airport parking and checked bags? Airlines charge you for everything nowadays, so these are the things that you need to take into account. Don't wait until the last minute. Everything is usually more expensive the closer you get to the holidays. And then all expenses in 1 month versus spreading them out over a few months can reduce that financial shock to your system. So start shopping early. Now we're going to talk about developing an effective holiday spending plan. So there are 3 steps to take with this. The first one is decide what you need to make the holidays a success. Establish everything that you'll need for the holidays and make that list. Step 2 is create a holiday spending planner. And then step 3 is balancing holiday costs with your available cash flow. Now, I talked about starting as early as possible. You want to spread out your holiday costs over a 3 to 5 month period rather than just a 1 month period. Again, you don't want to wait till the last minute because it can get frenzied, stressful, and it can be aggravating. Always shop with your list. Don't ever leave home without it. And then once you work on your budget and you figure out your spending plan, you want to temporarily reduce your regular budget expenses. Now, by regular budget expenses, I mean discretionary expenses. And discretionary expenses are the things that you want to spend money on, not necessarily your needs. So you don't want to take from your rent or your bills, your regular bills that you need to survive, but you want to take from and cut back on the things that you want to do and that you want to spend money on. This way you could have a successful holiday season. So now as you can see, this is what a holiday spending planner looks like. Now this first page here factors in all your gift costs. So you want to see what you're buying for your immediate family, extended family, friends or your kids' friends, bosses and coworkers, neighbors, and any charitable donations that you're going to make. Now you're going to have the item to purchase, the planned cost, and then when you buy it, the actual cost that you spend. Hopefully, it would be less than the planned cost, and that way you could tell yourself, yes, I've saved some money. Now the next part of the holiday spending planner is all non-gift related items. So travel, decorations, meals, if your guests are staying with you, what you're going to buy, how much you plan on spending, like extras in food, maybe laundry detergent, toothpaste, toilet paper, etc. How much it is you plan on spending, and then the actual cost, and then any holiday shipping or cards that you will be mailing out. And then at the bottom, you'll total up everything. And then once you spend the money, you'll see where you're at. So it's always great to have this spending planner. The next is getting creative. Of course, we all want a less stressful holiday season. So you want to talk with friends and families about exchanging gifts or drawing names. You could do a Secret Santa and put a cap on it, a spending limit. So because you don't want someone else giving a $100 gift and then another person in the family only bought something for $20. There has to be a cap on it. That way everybody would spend about the same, and you only have to buy a gift for whose name you picked. Then you could have your friends and family over for dessert rather than a meal. So instead of inviting them over for a 4-course meal, you could just say, hey, come on over, we're having pie or something light. That way you don't have to spend all day in the kitchen cooking and you don't have to worry about overgoing your budget. The next is giving gift certificates for your time or talents. So maybe you bake the best in the family, or you crochet, or you can knit a mean sweater or scarf. Hey, they might want that at some point in time. So give certificates for your time instead. And then make gifts. Create a family gift making project. Nothing says I love you more than a handmade gift. And then the people on the receiving end have a tendency to cherish it more because they know you took time out of your day to actually make this. You didn't just go into the store and buy it. And then you want to focus on experiences and not gifts. And lastly, to help pay for the holidays, you want to use layaway wisely. Now, when I talked about making gifts or giving homemade gifts, this is a great website, familycrafts.com, and it could give you different gift ideas. Also, Pinterest.com is an amazing website. You could check out YouTube on how to make different things. You could follow the videos step by step. And again, it may work out to be even less, especially for your coworkers. Maybe you want to make, I don't know, body scrub for all the female coworkers in your office. It's a lot cheaper than buying individual gifts for everybody if you could just buy a big thing of, I guess, coconut oil and maybe salt or brown sugar. Everybody gets a nice little body scrub and some essential oil. It's a lot cheaper if you work it out that way. Okay, so those sites have great ideas, and making stuff is so much fun. The next is paying for the holidays. So I know I just mentioned to use layaway wisely. So before the prior explosion of easy credit, layaway was a common retail offering. There are a few stores out there that offer layaway like Sears, Toys R Us, Walmart, and Kmart. Kmart has offered layaway for over 40 years. Now, when you're going to do layaway, you want to plan your purchases in advance. You want to go into it with a strategy and avoid impulse purchases and overspending. You want to ask the store how they hold the item. Are they going to take it off the shelf when you put it on layaway? And if not, when you get back to pick it up, if it's sold out, will they refund you your money or will they get you the item? The next is always read the contract. Read the fine print regarding fees, finishing the layaway agreement, and also refunds if necessary. You want to keep all of your records organized, keep all your documentation in one place, get a receipt for each payment, staple them to the contract, and then take it with you when you go in to pick it up. The next is Christmas clubs or direct deposit. Now, your mother probably had a Christmas club account at a local bank or credit union. You might remember her faithfully depositing $5 or $10 a week all year long to save up money for the holidays. Now, is this simple method of saving for the holidays still relevant today? A Christmas club account, which is not really a club at all, is simply a special short-term savings account set up by a financial institution to encourage nest egg building for the holidays, and most can be opened with a nominal deposit. There are a few financial perks to be gained from Christmas clubs. The return on these accounts is negligible, and you usually cannot take the money out until the start of the holiday season, usually around November 1st. Now the point, of course, is not to make a killing on compound interest, but to safeguard your money from yourself so you have enough funds to spend for gifts or even travel during the holidays. And it helps prevent a pile of credit card debt in January. While some banks still offer Christmas clubs, credit unions, by far, are still the champions of this type of savings vehicle. According to the Credit Union National Association, or the CUNA, nearly 72% of credit unions run Christmas clubs, and consumer interest in these clubs is holding steady. Now, Prince George's Community Federal Credit Union offers a Christmas club. Their holiday accounts help you save throughout the year with planned weekly, bi-monthly, or monthly deposits. You can set up a payroll distribution with direct deposit or automatic transfers through NetBranch for convenience, and you could make additional deposits at any time. You will also earn a competitive dividend rate to help your account grow faster. A $35 penalty fee is assessed for early withdrawal before November 1st. Okay? So now a few ways to simplify your holidays. Again, be creative. Make your own gifts, cards, wrapping paper, and bows. Like I said before, nothing says I love you more than a handmade gift. And if you have kids at home, make your own wrapping paper. There are many ways. Just give them a big sheet of that brown packing paper, markers, stamps, crayons, and have them draw Christmas-themed ideas or holiday-themed ideas all over it. And you could wrap a gift with that. The same things with the little bags. You could also use freezer paper and pretty tissue paper to make amazing wrapping paper. So this is where sites like Pinterest and even Martha Stewart's website or YouTube come in handy because they show you how to do everything. The next is shop online and use money-saving websites. Now, we've all heard about RetailMeNot.com and Walmart Savings Catcher, Groupon, Living Social. So these are sites you want to check out and look into to save some money. When you're shopping, look for free shipping, look for in-store coupons and online coupons, and remember that most stores price match. So if you see it somewhere else for a better price, let them know. The next is use only one credit card. Again, if you have to use credit cards. If you have to, use one, stick to it, pay it off in full and on time. You always have to have a plan in place to pay off that card. The next is having your spending limit. Write it down, put it on an envelope, keep it in your wallet. Again, if you're using a credit card, every time you swipe that card, keep your receipts, add them all up. Once you've hit that spending limit, your shopping is done. If you're using cash, you could use the same concept. Put all the cash in that envelope. Once your envelope of money is finished, then your spending is done. The next is shop secondhand. Scour thrift stores, yard sales, and flea markets, and other hand sources for gift-worthy gifts. Like you may find an awesome antique at the thrift store. You could sand it down, revarnish it, and it'd be an amazing gift for someone who loves to collect antiques or something like that. Give gift cards or certificates, again, for your time, and always look for bargains early. Don't wait until the last minute. Try and get started. All right, so a few tips for holiday spending. You want to make your list and check it twice. Always have your list. This way you will not overspend and go into the new year full of debt. You want to avoid frenzy spending. You don't want to buy things you really don't want, well, or need actually. And you want to avoid overspending by checking prices online. Always do your research before making that big purchase because like I said, you may find it cheaper somewhere else. The next is don't be your own Santa. This is a very common holiday budget buster. Are you swayed by something that would be perfect for you? I mean, most of us are a lot of the time. But wait, your shopping is for others this season. And maybe you could wait until after the holidays. It'll probably be on sale or on clearance. Put it on a wish list and then get it done. You want to know your limits. Your credit score can drop significantly if you overuse your credit cards. So you want to aim to keep your holiday spending under 30% of your spending limits. Okay? The next is use cash. If you have a big day of holiday shopping ahead of you, withdraw the amount of cash that you'll need and use that envelope system. If you must use credit cards, have a plan in place for paying it off. No one wants to start the new year burdened with credit card debts. And you want to avoid retail credit card offers. Saving 15 to 20% on your purchase can be tempting, but the negative consequences of opening multiple accounts in a short period of time, again, will bring down your credit score, and those consequences may far outweigh the savings. And the last is watch out for identity theft Grinches. This is the time of year that most people stop paying attention to their credit card statements and they don't realize, what they're doing. And thieves are looking forward to that. So you want to be wary of who's around you. You want to be wary of skimmers on ATMs or gas station pumps. Even be careful when you go into the stores because they have portable skimmers nowadays. So you want to make sure that you're paying attention to everything. If you swipe your bank card, your debit card, or your credit card, check your statements, even if you have to go online and check your past purchases. Because all it takes is one little skimmer, and there goes all of your information, and someone else will be doing holiday shopping as well. So be careful. Now we're going to talk about spending mistakes. First mistake is lack of planning. Again, if you wait until the last minute, it can get hectic for you. So you want to take advantage of shopping early, starting early, so you can take advantage of sales and bargains throughout the year as you see them. Another mistake is overusing credit cards. Only use your credit card if you know you can repay the balance within 30 to 60 days. Another is buying impulsively. You want to know about comparable products and their price ranges prior to shopping in the store or online. Again, do your research. The next is having an unrealistic budget. Don't spend more than you can afford. You want to be honest with yourself and your financial position to avoid any and all pitfalls. The next is shopping without your spending limit. Again, always have that predetermined spending limit or amount that can correlate with your monthly budget. And then forgetting to plan for next year. You want to start planning immediately for holiday shopping next year. Budget yourself, and after the holidays, everything goes on clearance. Maybe you want brand new decorations. Well, you wait until after Christmas and they're all most likely 75% off. You also ignoring gift giving alternatives. That's a big spending mistake. You want to give the gift of time or services. Offer coupons to spend time together. And again, draw names for each other to cut down the number of gifts that you have to purchase. Another one is waiting to shop until the last minute. Last minute shoppers are normally forced to pay the highest prices and get the worst deals with the least selection. You don't want to go into the store December 22nd and be like, oh my gosh, I haven't started my shopping yet. It's been picked through. There's hardly anything left. And then the last is bringing more cash than you need. You should only bring as much cash as you need when you go holiday shopping. Now, these are a few questions that you want to ask yourself this holiday season. What's the one thing you don't want to do this holiday? The main answer is overspending. Nobody wants to be in debt for the new year. So again, you cannot please everybody. You need to do what it is that you can afford. Yes, we all want to buy our family the best, but you know what? You don't want to go into the new year with extra added debt. Now, the next question is, how can I make the holidays less stressful? I answered that with the first one. Stop trying to please everyone. It can't happen. There's always someone who's going to be unhappy or dissatisfied. So you want to make it as easy and as less stressful for you as possible. And then it's, how can I spend less yet enjoy the holidays? Again, be creative. Give gifts of time. Give gifts of trade. Again, maybe you're the best baker, or you can cook the best, or, you know, someone knows how to fix a car, or, you know, help out in certain ways. Maybe someone can paint and they need their place painted. Instead of them hiring a painter, you offer your time and services to do that. So always offer time and services, and, you know, this way you don't have to spend all of that money, okay? I'm going to open it up for questions now. If there are any questions, please feel free to ask now. I'm also going to invite Charmaine Buckner on the line if there's anything else that you'd like to mention from the credit union.
Well, first of all, hi, thank you so much, Charmaine. I'd just like to thank everyone for joining us today for this presentation. The content was very valuable, and just to welcome anyone to open a club account with us for next year so that they can prepare for the 2018 2017 holiday season as well too. So we invite them to visit us online or stop by any of our branches if they have any questions.
Thank you. Well, we don't appear to have any questions. So I would like to thank you all for attending today's educational webinar. And to learn more about Prince George's Community Federal Credit Union or speak to a member service representative, please visit www.princegeorgescfcu.org or call 301-627-2666. I would also like to say if you want to schedule your free 60-minute financial education coaching session, please call Coffee at 866-459-5165. Thank you again for joining us today, and have a great day.